All right, we back. Had a little interruption. I don't know what happened. But hey, folks, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Come on in here. Those of you who were joining earlier, I'm sorry about the interruption, but we should be back on track, ready to get this thing on the road. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you folks. So, just want to talk to you guys briefly. Don't want to keep too much of your time. I want to say hey to Kim Thomas. Hey, Kim. Carolyn Rome. Hey, Carolyn, you always pop through when I go live, but you don't stay around. Keep you around for a little bit. Also, you need to come on down here because I need some hand dancers. Need some hand dancers down here in Tampa, Florida. So come on down, Carolyn Rome. Bring your crew with you. Let's do some hand dancing. Hope you guys are doing great up in the DMV. Yep. Folks, I want to talk to you guys real fast, but before I do, I want to give you a couple of announcements and 2 pages I'd like for you to visit and like. The first page is Jay Lee Speaks. Click on Jay Lee Speaks. If you type Jay Lee, it probably will come up that way as well. And like that page because that page is my business page. Okay, we're live on my personal page right now, but on my business page, check that out. We got information that's going to be coming up. That's already coming up on that page, so that you would, that would be beneficial to you, events and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you like that page. Other page is WAN Global. Check out WAN Global. Like that page as well because we're getting ready to come to DC October the 27th for the Wealth Summit DMV. Come on, folks, you guys got to be excited about that. We're bringing the Wealth Summit to you. Keynote speaker Lisa Nichols. We got a few. We still working out some speaker schedulings and stuff like that. We got some heavy hitter speakers that's already on board that's going to be coming to you. We got multi-millionaires who's going to come and train you about wealth. So make sure you like the WAN Global business page so that you can get updates. You can get information on the upcoming Wealth Summit. Want to say hello to Sonia Ham. Thank you for stopping through. So, folks, what I want to talk to you guys about today is about removing all the gray areas. Removing all the gray areas. I had a conversation several months ago, and somebody had a hard time swallowing when I told them that life is pretty much black and white to me. Either you're going to do it or you're not. Either you are capable or you're not. Either it's going to go this way or it's going to go that way. Either you're doing something, and if you don't do it, it's going to cause you to go the opposite direction, right? And this person said, well, they wanted to semi-debate with me on it and say, well, some people such and such as, and what if such and such and such, or what happens if that happens? I say, listen. All of these what ifs and the buts, those are the gray areas I'm talking about. So you either want to win or you don't want to win. Right? Either you want to win or you don't want to win. Black and white. Anything in between, I want to win, but everybody can't do that. Everybody doesn't do that. Everybody ain't perfect. Well, guess what? You're never going to win because as long as you have the mindset of a victim or have a mindset of being negotiable, you're not going to win. You have to be non-negotiable. I'm talking to entrepreneurs right now. You have to be non-negotiable. First of all, you got to want success as bad as you want oxygen. And 2, you have to be non-negotiable about it. You have to be unapologetic about it. You can't be passive. You have to be aggressive. Because otherwise, you got to be aggressive because you're going to face some resistance, ladies and gentlemen. Resistance does not mean for you to go backwards. That's not what resistance is there for. Resistance is there to help you grow. You can't grow without resistance. So it's there to help you grow into the person you need to grow into in order for you to reach that destination. Capture those dreams. Grab them goals. Reach your aspirations. That's what it's there for. But if you live a life full of gray areas, Gray areas to me is nothing but excuses. And nothing but buts. But this, but that. You know, Les Brown said buts is just an argument for your limitations. So, it's black and white for me. You either want to win or you don't want to win. Because people who win don't have time to sit around and make excuses. People who win don't have time to sit around and fill their lives and mindsets up with gray areas. Because gray areas is nothing, right? It's nothing but a shade lighter than black. So if you're in the dark and you want to come in the light, you got to make the decision to go into the light. Because if you're going into the gray area, guess what? It's still dark in the gray area. So you got to make that decision. Either you're going to win or you don't want to win. And this is what I love about watching Return of the Jedi. Who remembers Return of the Jedi when Yoda was training Luke Skywalker? And Yoda told Luke Skywalker to use his mental power, his telepathy power, or what have you, and get his ship out of the swampy water. And Luke Skywalker said, I will try. And Yoda replied to him and said, this is what Yoda said. Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. You see what I'm saying, folks? So Yoda spoke the same thing in the movie Return of the Jedi. He said there is no try. What is try? Try is nothing but a polite no. Try is nothing but gray areas. Either you're going to win or you're not. Either you're going to do it or you're not. There's no in between, folks. This is the reason why 97% of the population is only earning 3% of all the income. And 3% of the population is earning 97% of the income. Who's going to win that battle? Why is that? Why is there haves and the have-nots? Why does the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Yes, we know that a lot of rich people are greedy. But see, you got to understand something, folks. That's not all true either. Regardless if they are greedy or criminals or what have you, the effort of them getting rich is either in black and white. Either they decided they're going to get rich or they decided they're not going to get rich. You see what I'm saying, folks? But 97% of the population works for the 3%. 97% of the population spending too much time in the grave. Either you're going to win or you're not. Whatever it is that you do. I'm just using getting rich as an example. Whether you want to get more education. Whether you want to help more homeless people. Whatever it is you want to do. You got to make a decision to do it. Or make a decision not to do it. Because anything in between is nothing but more of the not. You see? When I give an event that's going to benefit people, help you make the money you want to make in your life, or educate you on wealth, educate you on branding and building your business, and your reply is, I'll try, I'll see what I can do. That's not a commitment to greatness, folks. You can't try to be successful. Either you're going to be successful or leave your ass at home somewhere. You got to make the decision. It's black and white. Everything that I approach is black and white for me. That's why I was able to get out of the situation that I was in when I was homeless into a nice home in a garage with a convertible parked in it. And I'm not saying this to you to impress you. I'm saying this to you to impress upon you that if I can make these decisions to make a life change for myself, you should and you better do the exact same thing to make the decision, folks. But the gray areas are nothing more but a light shade from being in the dark. Did y'all hear that? The gray areas is nothing more than a lighter shade of being in the dark. That's why life is black and white. And let me share something else with you. The gray areas are also excuses. What are excuses? What are excuses, folks? Excuses are the nails that are used to build the house of failure. Let me back that up. Let me rewind. Excuses are also in the gray area. And what are excuses? Excuses are the nails that are used to build the house of failure. You're either going to win or you're not. And let me explain something to you, folks. Many of you who have been a lifelong employee, when you were hired for a job, you had no gray areas in taking that job. You didn't say, okay, boss, thanks for hiring me. I'm going to try to make it to work. You guys get that? When someone called you and said you were hired, when you accept the position, you had no gray areas. You said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, boss, I'll be to work first thing Monday morning. There were no gray areas in that. So you have no gray areas. Here's the problem. Why is that? Why is it a problem? Because you have no gray areas when you're going to build someone else's empire or build somebody else's dream. But you can have nothing but gray areas when it comes to you building your own dreams, building your own empire. That's the difference between the haves and the have-nots. It's not greed. It's not because the rich only look out for the rich and the poor they get left out. When we used to ride bicycles when we were small, and I was in the back, and I felt that I was being left out, I was being left, what did I have to do? I didn't tell them to slow down. I had to increase my intensity to keep up. I had to increase my hunger to be in the pack. And as time went on, I was eventually leading the pack of guys on our bicycles when we used to go bike riding. But I used to be the one in the back. I had no gray areas. I had no excuses. Because excuses are nothing but polite no's. Just like try. I'll try. What? That's gray area, folks. You don't call your boss and say, I'll try to make it into work. Because you know you won't have a job. But you will say, I'll try to do whatever I need to do for my business. I'll try to make sales today. I'll try to make some calls today. I'll try to get sponsors today. See, you always want to try when it comes to your own business, to your own empire. But you have no gray areas. You have no try. You have no excuses when it comes to you to go somebody else's job. That's your fault. So if I sound a little tough on this subject, damn right I'm tough. Because it was tough on me. It was not easy for me. My father was not easy on me. My mentors was not easy on me. Folks, listen to me, folks. If you're not facing resistance in your life, you ain't trying hard enough. If you are not facing resistance in your life, you're not trying hard enough. And if you have not failed, then you haven't tried. You haven't put forth the effort. You haven't put, I won't say the word try because that's gray area, but you haven't put forth the effort to make something happen for you and your family or your community. You just living your whole entire life in the gray. And you're never going to be in the light. And you in the dark, You're never going to be in the light in the dark. And if you're in the gray, just because you're halfway there doesn't mean you're all the way there. That's not even progress. Either you're going to be in the dark or you're going to be in the light. You have to make that distinct decision. You have to decide to do that. What is decide? Decide. Hyphenate the word decide. Decide. C-I-D-E. That's the second syllable in decide. What does C-I-D-E mean? What does it mean in Latin? It means to kill something off. It means to terminate something. Think of the words homicide, suicide, genocide, pesticide. Decide. You have to decide. But when you decide, you have to get rid of something, folks. What are you going to get rid of? Did you make a list of the things that are keeping you from reaching your goals? Are you keeping a list of the people that is toxic in your relationships, toxic in your circle? You can't keep winners and losers in the same circle. Put that in the comments, folks. You cannot keep winners and losers in the same circle. Why? Because there are two types of relationships, folks. There are nourishing relationships and there are toxic relationships. You have to determine, you have to make the distinct decision, and you have to evaluate those relationship statuses. Is this relationship nourishing, or is this relationship toxic? Make a decision. And if it's toxic, you can need to get rid of it. Because you can't keep winners and losers in the same circle. You can't keep positive people and negative people in the same circle. Joy and misery cannot reside in the same place, folks. You guys got that? Joy and misery cannot reside in the same place. See, when you try to live in the gray areas, you try to keep them both in the same circle. You would try to keep positive people in there, you try to keep negative people in there. Yeah, I know he's negative, but he's not always negative. She ain't always negative. But see, you try to make excuses for them. That's when you start living in the gray. I trust you, but these are the things, or I don't trust you, but these are the things you put in the middle of the pot. Trust and having faith are two different things, folks. You guys didn't get that. Trust and faith are two different things. Get rid of the gray areas. Get rid of the gray areas. Either Michael Jordan stepped on a basketball court, no gray areas. He said, we're going to win. And he told his teammates, if you have any doubts, or if you have any suspicion that you cannot do this, I don't want you on the team. You understand what I'm saying, folks? Too many people living in gray areas. Too many people are living in gray areas. And guess who they are? 97% of the population. So it don't matter. You can argue with me. You can try to debate with me all you want. I study universal laws. I know the 7 natural laws of the universe. And none of those laws support anything about gray areas. Because I don't care how good your excuses are. The universe doesn't care. The universe don't know the difference between, oh, I'm just playing. Oh, I'm trying. The universe knows effort and no effort. And the universe, as Michael Beckwith once said, the universe would dance to the nature of your song. But if you're in the gray areas, guess what's going to happen? It'll give you more of what you don't want. You know what Les Brown said once? He said, when you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Why is that? Because we live in a life of resistance, folks. We live in a life of resistance. Resistance is simply supposed to make us grow. A butterfly cannot fly if it does not face the resistance of coming out of its cocoon. You think it's easy for a butterfly to come out of a cocoon as it transforms from a butterfly? From a caterpillar? No. That butterfly has to struggle to get out of the cocoon. That struggle is designed for the butterfly arms to build muscle so it can flap, the muscles can be strong enough to flap its wings. That's what resistance is for. But if you're facing the gray areas, it's because you're afraid to face the resistance that's in front of you. You're not. You living your life in the gray areas. That means that you're living out a total lifestyle of nothing but excuses. Yeah. And there's certain things that I might post on Facebook, whether it could be for comedy, for laughter, or what have you. Even if people want to take some of the stuff serious, they always come up with excuses. They always want to say, oh, if I bring up a situation of a systematic problem, somebody want to come up and say, oh, that's not true. I know somebody that don't apply to. Well, 2 or 3 people doesn't mean that that overtakes a systematic problem. See, people always want to debate with individual statistics against a systematic issue. So, folks, just like Yoda said to Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, he said, do or do not. There is no try. What is he saying there? What was he saying? What did he tell Luke Skywalker when he said that? He said, get the hell out of the gray areas. Either you're going to do it or you're not. Woo! And that, my friends, is the difference between the haves and the have-nots. That, my friend, is the difference between winners and losers. That, my friend, is the difference between someone who have made a difference versus someone who's looking for a difference to happen for them. Mahatma Gandhi once said, become the change you want to see in the world. You guys get that? Mahatma Gandhi said, become the change you want to see in the world. He didn't say make excuses. See? So when I tell people life is black and white to me, they have a hard time swallowing it. Because most people are used to living life in excuses, in a pool of excuses. And I can almost guarantee you would never get to where you want to go if you stay where you are. I don't think y'all got that. I don't think y'all got that. You would never get to where you want to go if you stay where you are. Because I can guarantee you, living in the gray areas, you're not going to move. You're going to stay exactly where you are. You got to make a decision to move. I made a decision to leave Washington, D.C. when I was homeless. I could have stayed in D.C., in the homeless, in the cold, living on the street. I made a decision to leave. What did I have to get rid of in order for me to do that? I had to get rid of Washington, D.C. in order for me to embrace Tampa, Florida. There were no gray areas. I got my behind on a plane and I left. I hope this resonates with you guys. I hope this is making sense to you folks. And for many of you, this kind of talk may be something that you may not be used to. But I can guarantee you this. If you were to interview any successful person in the world today, whether it's Bill Gates, Elon Musk, anybody, Warren Buffett, even a brother named Lance London, who is a friend of mine on Facebook, who owns Carolina Kitchen, who's a multi-millionaire. Ask anybody. Those of you in the DMV, ask Lance London. Just Talk to the man. Don't just be impressed by his cars. Talk to him. Pick his brain. And I guarantee you, he will tell you he made a decision. He did not make excuses. He did not live in a gray area. I guarantee you he will tell you life is about black and white. Either you're going to do it or you're not. There's no in between, folks. There is no excuses. There are no exceptions. The universe don't make exceptions. I hope you guys understand this. The universe does not make any exceptions. The universe does not say, oh, she's a female, so give her some slack. The universe does not operate like that, folks. The universe operates on matter and energy. Whatever energy releases from you, the universe will grab it and return it back. It does not matter if you have a penis or a vagina. It does not care. It cares about energy, folks. Let's keep this 100. So all this talk of people saying what a man's role is in this relationship with a woman. No. The role is assigned according to the situation of a relationship. Stop trying to think along with the masses. The masses are 97% of them are going to retire broke. If you want to figure out what poor people do, if you want to be rich, you got to figure out what poor people do and do the exact opposite. Only 3% of the population thinks the opposite from 97% of the population. And as a result, 97% of the population works for the 3%. Why? Because the 3% ain't living life according to what the masses believe roles should be. Forget the roles. The living roles are living in gray areas, people. That's why I don't believe in role models. I believe in real models. Roles mean you playing a part. No. You play parts in a movie, in a play. We're talking about real life. So we're not talking about roles in real life situations. We're talking about real in real life situations. So no, we don't want role models. We want real models. Yeah, Twanda. It's called, as I said, I'm giving out some inconvenient truth. We're talking about real life. A role model can do nothing for me in real life, but a real model can. I have real models in my life. Lisa Nichols is a real model in my life. She's a personal friend. We're great friends. We're coming to D.C. October the 27th. How many of y'all got your tickets yet? Don't wait because October 27th is a way off. Because we got people coming from all over. People have bought tickets from Texas coming to this event. So folks, don't procrastinate. I'm going to tell you something. People are buying their tickets early from out of town because they have to get their travel stuff together. And they're doing it now because the flights are cheaper. So you need to go to WANGlobalLLC.com and get your doggone tickets to the Wealth Summit DC. Otherwise, you ain't going to get a ticket because people who don't even live in DC done bought tickets. They done bought you out. We're bringing a Wealth Summit to DC. If you're tired of being middle class, and I don't see how anybody cannot be tired of being middle class. The middle class is becoming the new poor. I just had an article just the other day, folks, yesterday or day before yesterday, that states that in over which city? I forgot which city it was, but it was a city in California that said $117,000 a year is considered low income over in California. I saw an article about a year ago that said in order for you to be able to live half comfortable in Washington, D.C., you need to be making $119,000 a year in Washington, D.C. But in California, that salary is considered low income. Do you know where the economy is going? How many of you guys are watching Bloomberg television? You see, the reason why people are getting caught with being a victim to these circumstances is because they have too many gray areas. You got to make a decision. Either you're going to want to win or you don't. Anything in between is gray areas. That's filled with excuses, being passive, being negotiable. You got to win, folks. People thinking the job market is going good. The job market ain't doing good. Because if the same people who lost their job will go back to apply, they will find that there are actually less jobs available than there used to be. Why? Because companies are finding ways to do more with less. So you got to make a decision. Someone told me everybody can be entrepreneurs. Well, get out of the gray area and you'll find out. Come on, folks. Don't get mad at me. I'm only sharing universal laws. Universal laws. The first law is called the law of vibration. It states that everything moves and nothing rests. Remember I said the universe operates on energy. Not if you're male or female. It operates on energy. Energy. The law of vibration states that everything moves and nothing rests. If you put your hand under a proper microscope, you will see that your hand is not sitting still. Your hand is actually moving. With the negative eye, it looks like it's standing still. But put it under a microscope, you see that it moves. That's energy, folks. Nothing moves without energy. Your thoughts are vibrations. Vibrations is energy. And when your vibration releases from your body, it will attract energy that matches the vibration and is bigger than the vibration. That's why when it comes back to you, it's doubled, whether it's good or bad. So if you're living in gray areas, by default, the gray area, the energy that you're bringing in from the gray area is going to give you the result that you're not wanting. That's why you have to be all in or don't be in it at all. And ladies, the same thing goes with dating. Either you're going to date the man or you're not. Fellas, either you're going to date the lady or you're not. Black and white. There's no, get rid of the shade, get rid of the gray area, folks. The Bloomberg television, it tells you everything you need to know about the economy, about companies that's growing, companies that's dying. It covers a lot of politics too, but focus more on the economy and the businesses. Sylvia Fleming. It's called Bloomberg Television. Those of you who have, if you have DirecTV, and this is what it looks like. If you have DirecTV, the channel is 353. And let me see. That's what it looked like. Bloomberg Television. You see the stock market on the bottom. And on the right-hand side, you see where it says top news. It's giving you a lot of information before you even see it on social media. Right? That's Bloomberg Television right there. Channel 353 if you have DirecTV. I don't know about Comcast or Bright House, or Spectrum. I don't know about those providers. Right? So that's that's what it looks like. You guys can see it gives you a lot of information. And you know it's Bloomberg because it says Bloomberg down here in the lower left corner, right? Talk about the stock. Look, it tells you about a lot of banks and companies that's providing services. And look over here on the left-hand side. Bloomberg, Barclays, Global. You see what I'm saying, folks? You see what's happening here? It's giving you all the information that you need to know about business, where the economy is going, where the stock market is going. You have to pay attention to this type of stuff because you got to pay attention to this type of stuff. If you don't understand it, then get online and find some ways to learn about it. If you got to know about this stuff, because this is why a lot of businesses, a lot of people fail in businesses because they don't even know where the economy is going. They don't know. So they're trying to operate their business out of straight ego. Instead of, and don't know what the market is asking for. You got to do exactly what the market asks you to do. Otherwise, you will fail analytics and you will get out of business. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, folks. Either you want to do these things, either you want to learn, you want to win, you want to grow, or you don't. Excuses are the gray areas. If you're saying you're trying, that's gray areas. Say, no, I'm going to do it. And the reason why these things doesn't come to you the way you think they should, because you don't have a full commitment to it. If you don't have a full commitment, see, you got to commit or you don't commit. See, what's the definition of commitment, folks? I've given this definition over 100 times. The definition of commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. So you got to have a full commitment to your goals, dreams, and aspirations, or you don't have a commitment. But anything in between, I'm trying, or I'm just waiting on something to happen. I'm waiting on this day so I can get this. If you're waiting on something, you're in the gray area. Nobody knows what later looks like. But we do know what right now looks like because we have total control over the now. Live in the now. We don't know what the future looks like. You might not be in the future. We don't know. We don't know when our ticket's called. You got to operate in today. See, when you're in the gray areas, procrastination is also in the gray area. And we all have a problem with procrastination. I'm not telling you I don't. I have some procrastination issues as well. But I overcome them. See, it's not about not having these issues. It's about overcoming the issues, folks. It's about overcoming the habits that you've developed that's keeping you from your goals and dreams. And that's gray area. Get the hell out of the gray area. People tell me, man, how can you say life is about black and white? Because it is. The universe only operates in black and white. Did you know that even if you told a joke, the universe feeds that? If you say things like, oh man, I'm such an idiot, or something like that, guess what? The universe says your wish is my command. The universe doesn't know if you're telling a joke or not. You guys understand, you got to study the laws, folks. You got to understand, you got to do some studying on metaphysics, quantum physics. You got to do some studying, folks, on the metaphysics. So put your foot forward. Put your bootstraps to the pavement and go live your dream. If you're hesitant, guess what? Hesitation is in the gray area. Guess what? Being a skeptic is in the gray area. It's no place to be skeptic and broke at the same damn time. I know a whole lot of skeptics out there. A lot of skeptics out there ain't making a damn dime. I'm going to tell you something else that's in the gray area that you're not going to like. Conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theory is in the gray. Somebody might say, man, how do you say conspiracy theory in the gray? I know my theories. I ain't say you didn't know your theories. But conspiracy theorists is in the gray. I don't know any conspiracy theorist that's rich. As a matter of fact, all of them are either low class, middle class, or broke. Or broke middle class. I don't know any rich conspiracy theorists. You know why? Conspiracy theory is in the gray because I have not heard any conspiracy theorists come up with any conspiracy solutions. You see, if you want to come up with a conspiracy theory, see, if you're looking at science, ladies and gentlemen, and I study science, I love quantum physics. In science, and I'm not speaking as a scientist because I'm not a licensed scientist or anything like that, but I'm a student of science. But science tells us a lot of things, and let me tell you something about theory. In science comes up with a lot of theory. And what do they do with the theory? They come up with called a hypothesis. And if they come with a hypothesis, you have to come with a solution. So every theory, they work on a solution to the theory. But see, when you see a lot of these conspiracy theorists, they never come up with a solution. So they're just a conspiracy theorist, which means they live their life in the gray. I don't care how many books they read. You can read a whole lot of books on conspiracy, and all it's doing is telling you what the government is doing against you or things of that nature, but there's no solution to the theory. So if you're not coming up with a conspiracy solution, then you're just living in the gray. Come on, folks. That's the same as somebody bitching about something and not doing anything about it. That's the same about somebody complaining about their lifestyle, complaining about their money, complaining about anything else that's going on in their life, but they are not doing what they need to do. They're not doing anything about it. What are you doing to fix your situation? Get the hell out of the gray area. It's holding you back. Either you're going to win or you don't. We all have the power. We all are capable of solving our own problems, people. All of us are. Challenges are coming at me left and right as well. I'm grinding here, right? But I'm not complaining about it. I'm working my ass off. I'm grinding. I'm bringing you guys the Wealth Summit in DC in October. And we got other cities we're going to. So I have a full commitment to that. I have a full commitment to my company, Wang Global. I gave that full commitment to this company the day I started it 5 years ago. And we finally got it launched in April of this year. That's commitment. People don't want to hold commitments anymore because they have short attention spans these days. So you have to have the commitment to do it. Either you're going to commit or you don't. If you got gray areas, which is filled with excuses, conspiracy theories, and being passive and being negotiable and being apologetic about things, you're in the gray, but you're still in the dark. You're just in a lighter shade of the dark. So make the distinct difference, folks. Make the decision to either do it or not do it. Procrastination is in the gray. Conspiracy theory is in the gray. Hesitation is in the gray. Being skeptical is in the gray. Being untrusting is in the gray. Because you will not move as long as you have those things going on in your life. Being afraid, fear is in the gray. See, you have all these things going on with you. Untrusting people, procrastination, being a conspiracy theorist, making excuses all the damn time. And I can guarantee you, with all these things going on, you will never move to the next level. You will never make the next step because you're sitting still, waiting on something to happen. There are three types of people. The first person makes something happen. The second person is waiting on something to happen. And the third person don't know what the hell's happening. Hello? Make the decision, folks. Remove all the gray areas. And your life will change. Because it only takes a second to change your life. But you have to physically make the difference. I'm Jay Lee, folks. Thank you for joining. I hope this helps. Please share the video, folks. Share this video. Even if it doesn't help you, you know somebody else this will help. Brenda Vaughn, you have to watch this video again. Sorry you came in a little late. But listen, folks, share the video. Those of you who came in late, watch it again, and share the video because it's going to help somebody. Come on, folks. Share the video, man. I shared a lot of information just now. So share this video. All right. So with that being said, I want you guys to do me one big favor. Also, again, visit WAN Global Facebook page, WAN Global, and like the page so that you can get information on the Wealth Summit DMV coming up October the 27th with your girl Lisa Nichols as our keynote speaker. She's gonna tear the house down, folks. So you gotta be ready. Lisa Nichols, we coming to DC October the 27th. Get your tickets at WANGlobalLLC.com. Again, get your tickets at WANGlobalLLC.com. Okay, we have 3 tickets available. We have General, VIP, and Platinum VIP. All that information is on the website, WANGlobalLLC.com. So make sure you get your tickets, folks, because people coming from out of town, Texas, California, Mississippi, Kansas, they're coming from everywhere to get their tickets because they're getting their tickets early so that they can book earlier air flights to get there so they can save money. So don't let people from out of town book your seats. So get your tickets, folks. WANGlobalLLC.com. Get your tickets, folks. I will see you guys soon. Now, the bigger favor I want you to do is to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.